Before we begin, this video was created to enhance knowledge. If you find it helpful, don't forget to hit like and subscribe to give me more motivation to release higher quality content. Now, let's start the video. Throughout human history, no invention has caused as much controversy and had such a profound impact on the world as the atomic bomb. To better understand its origins, we need to go back to the 20th century, a tumultuous period where great scientists came together to participate in a revolutionary project, the Manhattan Project. Here, names like J. Robert Oppenheimer, Enrico Fermi, and many other scientists contributed to the creation of a destructive tool that to this day leaves indelible scars. The world of the 1930s and 1940s was a grim picture of war and political instability. After World War I, many European countries fell into a state of economic and social crisis. The Nazis rose to power, and with the rise of fascism, fears of a new war grew increasingly large. In this context, there was another concern quietly taking shape: the development of nuclear technology. In 1938, two German physicists, Otto Hahn and Fritz Strassmann, discovered the phenomenon of nuclear fission, opening the door to the generation of enormous energy from tiny atoms. When news of the possibility of nuclear fission spread, many scientists, including Albert Einstein and Leo Szilard, realized that this invention could become a weapon of destruction if it fell into the hands of dictatorial regimes. They wrote a letter to President Franklin D. Roosevelt, warning of the danger that the Nazis could develop a nuclear bomb. Their letter sparked attention and led to the establishment of the Manhattan Project, a secret program aimed at developing the atomic bomb. J. Robert Oppenheimer, a famous theoretical physicist, was appointed as the scientific director of the Manhattan Project. Under his leadership, a team of talented scientists from around the world gathered at Los Alamos, New Mexico. Oppenheimer was not only an outstanding scientist, but also a visionary, fully aware of the challenges and responsibilities they faced. He once said, "We have created what we call death." This statement not only reflects pride in scientific achievement, but also concern about the consequences it may bring. During the development of nuclear bombs, scientists faced countless challenges. The technology at that time was still very new, and understanding nuclear reactions was a difficult task. They had to study uranium and plutonium, find ways to create a chain reaction, and make it happen in a controlled manner. Enrico Fermi, one of the leading physicists of the era, contributed significantly to the development of experimental methods and the construction of the first nuclear reactor in Chicago. His efforts and those of his colleagues led to the successful creation of the first nuclear reaction in 1942, ushering in a new era for science and technology. However, alongside scientific achievements, scientists have also faced serious ethical questions. They knew that nuclear bombs were not just tools for winning wars, but also had the potential to destroy millions of lives. The fear of the devastation they could cause led many of them to reconsider their role in this project. Oppenheimer, after witnessing the first nuclear bomb test at Trinity, exclaimed, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." These reflections raised questions about the responsibility of scientists in developing technology capable of destruction. When the atomic bomb was used to attack Hiroshima and Nagasaki in August 1945, scientists faced a painful reality. Hundreds of thousands of people died instantly, and millions more had to live in suffering and illness due to the effects of radiation. This event opened a new chapter in human history, as the destructive power of humanity surpassed everything we had ever known. It not only ended World War II but also marked the beginning of a new era, the nuclear age. After the war, the world entered the Cold War period, during which the two superpowers, the United States and the Soviet Union, competed not only militarily, but also in nuclear technology. Both countries developed enormous nuclear arsenals, leading to an unprecedented arms race in history. The existence of nuclear bombs completely changed the way nations interacted with each other. The fear of a nuclear war resulted in the formation of many arms control treaties, but at the same time created a tense atmosphere, as each side feared that the other might use destructive weapons. In that context, scientists like Oppenheimer and Fermi were not only the inventors of the atomic bomb, but also became critics of its use. They participated in movements opposing nuclear weapons, calling for the world to control and minimize their development. Their efforts were aimed not only at protecting humanity from terrible consequences, but also at emphasizing that science should serve the interests of humanity, not lead to destruction. Looking back at history, we can see that the emergence of nuclear bombs was not only a technological advancement, but also a valuable lesson for humanity. It reminds us of the power of science and technology, but also warns us of the responsibilities we must bear. In the current context, where conflicts continue and the threat from nuclear weapons remains, the question of ethics in the development and use of nuclear technology is still very relevant. We cannot deny that nuclear bombs have had a profound impact on how nations interact with each other. It has created a new balance of power, where the existence of weapons of mass destruction can prevent large-scale wars. But at the same time, it has also created an unstable environment, where any mistake could lead to a global catastrophe. Therefore, studying and discussing these issues is extremely necessary. Finally, the story of the birth of the atomic bomb is not just a story about science and technology, but also a story about humanity. Scientists like Oppenheimer and Fermi, with their efforts and achievements, changed the world. But along with that, they also had to face significant questions about responsibility and ethics. This reminds us that in every invention, we need to think about the consequences it may bring to humanity. Only then can we move towards a more peaceful and sustainable future.